Last week, the humanitarian work in South Sudan facing a big challenge. Could you tell us what's happening, what's going on?
So just this week, we've had to move around 74 humanitarian aid workers, South Sudanese citizens, from the Greater Pibor administrative area out to Pibor and back down to Juba because they came under threat by the youth over their work and presence in Pibor. We have had to, because of that, have a temporary suspension of humanitarian assistance, which obviously we do with no pleasure because the needs there are so great. The Greater Pibor administrative area has some of the worst food insecurity, the worst levels of malnutrition, some of the worst health indicators in the country. And we know we need to be providing life-saving assistance there. But for as long as our staff members, including, very importantly, the majority of whom are South Sudanese citizens, if they aren't safe and if they're not given the space to do their work, then we have to temporarily halt so that we can have a discussion, a dialogue with the youth, and resolve, or at least try to start to resolve, some of the issues that they are facing so that we can get back to work in safety and meeting the needs of people who really are some of the most vulnerable in the country.
And here also they mentioned the name of Pibor from this grant. So how this will work?
Well, this grant, which is attempts to support communities who are disconnected, to support farmers to have access to markets, to support communities to build assets that will support them for the future, in this case the asset being feeder roads. This is exactly the kind of project which is aimed at resolving some of the issues that the youth in Pibor have actually raised. So the youth in Pibor rightly are angry and frustrated that they don't see good futures for themselves, that they don't see job opportunities, they don't see enough of a productive future where they can make a livelihood and a life for their own families. And so we understand why they're frustrated. We understand why they're angry. But what we are saying is that actually, while we're also there to provide relief, we do have programs that will be brought into place to try and help them make that living, to support their communities to be more productive. This kind of program is part of a solution for those kind of issues that the youth in Pibor are raising.
Okay, finally, what is the solution now going on the ground to solve this problem?
This is a difficult issue. It's not just in Pibor. We had similar things in Eastern Equatoria. We've had similar issues in Unity State. We've had similar issues in Upper Nile. We've had similar issues across Jonglei. This isn't just about the people of Pibor, the young people of Pibor. South Sudanese citizens, young people, really want to ensure that their future is a better future than perhaps their parents and grandparents have lived. So they're frustrated and they're eager for something different and something better. And what they are doing now is making the statement that enough's enough. We have to listen to them. We actually have to listen to what they're saying, and also in many ways they need to be patient and listen to us as well, because some of the solutions that we want to actually roll out to support them will take time. They take time, they take energy, they take resources. They also rely on peace and stability in the country, in the areas that they're from. But my first message is, let's not shut off their voice. Let's not silence them, let's listen to them.
Okay, on the ground, what is going on now?
Right now, as of today, I know the Chief Administrator and the representatives of international organizations, national organizations in places like Pibor are talking to the youth. The dialogue has begun. And that's very important, because what we had earlier this week is we had an ultimatum, a strong statement, threats of violence, and we had to react. Now we're sitting and talking. And that's where it begins. That's where the solution begins.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Business card?
I think I have one. I think you might have the last one.
Okay, thank you.
Hi, very well. Hi.